Hello there, my Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. We're here to take a look at one of your relationships in what I call the me, them, us reading. And I do these for myself every now and again. Just did one for myself this morning for a relationship that I'm in to get my own clarity. By the way, I'm Leo Rising. That's why I did my own. So this way it's like, okay, I got mine. Let this be for anybody else in the collective, but there's no guarantee. I'm not going to see myself and my relationship in this. But to clarify, the me in this reading is you, my Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. The them, however, need not be a person. It can be a person, a place, or a thing. So kind of keep your mind open to that. You should know within, I don't know, the first maybe 6 cards down whether this is for you. But the archetypes themselves usually clarify PDQ pretty damn quick. So the decks that I'm using are all listed in the description box below. I really make sure I update my description box. Like I just added a PayPal me. You don't even need a PayPal account to use PayPal me. If you want to send me a tip, right? Helpful. What is it? And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much. Your support. We're slowly but surely getting there to 1,000 subscribers, where then I can do super live chat or something like that. I don't know. A millennial explained it to me, so I know. I'm 51, darlings. I know I don't look at. I have purple hair. So let's dive in, shall we? I've already blessed the decks and connected with my guides. I'm doing this on a Monday, so the vibes are a little womp womp Monday. But the shuffle felt really good as I blessed each deck for you Leos. So let's see what goes down. My pantheon of angels, gods, and masters. Oh, Hennessent and higher selves. They added that. The higher selves one in on this one of all involved. Please, one card to clarify the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising sign in this relationship they are in for the remainder of September 2019. The Seeker. This just came up in the Cancerian read. So if you're dealing with a Cancerian, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign, you might want to have a look at that one, particularly if you are Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Very interesting. The repetition of cards in this round, even though I'm only at Leo, it's been interesting. And I'm shuffling these decks in between. So I'm going to say synchronicity, right? So my pantheon, same thing. Please, one card, one archetype, one soul power being alchemized from lead to gold in this relationship with this Cancerian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, please. What's their archetype for the them? Oh, the Saboteur. Now, I know you might want to click off right now seeing that, but the Saboteur is a survival family archetype, meaning that everybody has the Saboteur. And I think this is the first time this has come up in a video read. Maybe the early ones it might have come up once. Very familiar with the Saboteur archetype. You have to be familiar with the sabotage that you do to yourself and you do to others. Not just about you being sabotaged. Because it's about decisions of empowerment. Don't worry, once I get this third one down, we'll look. Oh yeah, so what I'm building here are essentially 3 horizontal lines. First will be you, second will be them, the third will be the relationship in general, but I'm laying them vertically so that we get more instant clarity, at least for a piece of the puzzle, right? So my collective pantheon, same thing. One card. What is the overall archetype, the soul power being developed in this Cancerian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign relationship for the remainder of September 2019. The Fool. Now, this is not the tarot card of the Fool, but there is something very similar to it that really this can be the holy fool or being foolish. So let me read these for you. I love Caroline May. She is my favorite spiritual teacher, a tough cookie from Chicago. Really appreciate her skill and her depth of understanding and how she teaches, right? She's the ultimate Granny Weatherwax archetype for me. Sorry, Discworld. I'm watching a lot of Discworld lately. So the Seeker archetype, considering this just came up in the last reading. The light attribute, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. In other words, you don't have to literally go pick up your bed and walk necessarily, that wherever you are, there is a thirst for wisdom and truth. But, you know, digesting truth, we tend to put the brakes on sometimes because we know that our lives will change. So the shadow attribute, inability to commit to a path once found, or inability to commit to digest and assimilate that truth, and wisdom once found. Now keep in mind, wisdom isn't just about knowledge. Knowledge plus experience equals wisdom, and the seeker is part of the wisdom family, right? So whatever your path is bringing you, inability to commit to once you have found what you have sought, that's really in the shadow there. And then that would make sense with the saboteur. Now, to reiterate, everybody has a saboteur archetype. Countries, corporations, everything has the saboteur archetype. Ready? I'm going to give you the gold first here. Highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. So this is you, the seeker, right? Seeking truth. But like I said, will we digest it and act upon it, because it will change our lives? And then here we have this saboteur, the fear of self-empowerment and the changes that it might make. Now that's the light side of it, right? Really to look at the decisions of empowerment and disempowerment that we make in our lives. So the other in this one might be sabotaging themselves, sabotaging you, or see, to me, the gold side of that archetype I call the empowerer, because, well, all archetypes are about power. They are routing systems of power. It's how we develop our soul skills, if you will, our soul signature things while we're incarnate on earth. These are all contracted, right? Go read Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mace, life-changing book. The shadow attribute induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. And it's true, the ego doesn't want to see anybody get further along the path than they are. But also will sabotage, will know the truth and do the opposite, sometimes out of rebellion, sometimes out of fear. Yeah. But now here's what I love about these three cards down. We've got the Fool. Now look, the Fool, you see behind the mask, there's something going on there behind the mask. There are tears behind the mask. Light attribute, fearlessly revealing emotions. Helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. I'm just a holy fool, and sorry, now I've got Gaga in my head. Judas. Shadow attribute, using humor to wound rather than liberate, denial of your emotional truth. So look, I think we've got some denial of emotional truth here in this relationship, keeping in mind that the other, the them in this spread need not be a person, can be a place or a thing. This is feeling more like a person. So just keep all that in mind. Keep it loosey-goosey flexible, because with a seeker and a saboteur and with the overall Fool here, that there's an opportunity for growth here. There always is. What are relationships for? Except to be the teachers and the experiences along the path that we need to accumulate wisdom. And sometimes there's nothing like a sabotorial move, self or otherwise, to clarify the decisions being made and where they're coming from. So my angels, will you please clarify for this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign for the rest of the month of September, what's going on with them in this relationship? Well, abundance, which, yes, can mean physical money. I know we immediately jump to that, ooh, money. But to me, I want to call this the extra card. So whatever's around it, it's like there's extra. There's a lot of it. Letter gold, right? Light or shadow. There's a lot going on here. There's extra. Same thing, my angels, for this saboteur archetype in this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign relationship for the remainder of September 2019. What's going on here? Well, playfulness. I mean, not necessarily a bad card unless they're playing with you, unless and you don't want to be played. This could be a player. P-L-A-Y-A, P-L-A-Y-E-R. One more, please, from my angels. This overall Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun relationship. The me, us, the me, them, the us. Show us the us here for the remainder of September 2019. Well, but there's a blessing here. There are blessings. So yeah, there is something spiritual here going on for sure. Maybe a blessing in disguise, maybe an opportunity for this saboteur to really have the decision to be empowered, or empowering rather than disempowered, disempowering, sabotorial. What was the word they used? It was really good. Undermining themselves or others, right? Let's see. Let's ask the gods. Now, the god that sits in the throne of Leo, for me, there's only one, and it is Apollo. There he is back there. I've even got a little lion statue there with a battle axe and a sword that my friend Brian gave me from a store he once owned. He's like, saw this, thought of you. Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Very sweet of him. Yeah, I'm. Hello, my name is Mark, and I'm a statuary addict. There's no 12-step group for that I'm aware of. So let's move on. My gods, please, Apollo in particular. We need the light on this one because this seems tricky, but seems worth it. So please. Oh, there you are. You're so warm. Please, my gods, one card of clarity for this Cancerian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in the collective, the seeker with the abundance, with the extra. Please clarify for this relationship for the remainder of September. Pele, the volcano, 5 of flames, other words would be 5 of wands. But do you get that this is about change, something that's been boiling under the surface, a desire, something that's been repressed and held down, gestating, and is now ready to explode, ready to come to the surface, and hence that extra, that there's something that you've been wanting that's been boiling in here, and it's ready to go ba-boom. I can feel that extra on that. Thank you so much, Apollo. Please, one more for the other, for the them in this Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign relationship for the remainder of September 2019. Really quick. The Saboteur card for me, the Trickster, the Coyote Woman. Yeah. I mean, come now. Come on. But however, that is a major arcana card. The Daughters of the Moon Tarot takes the card of the Devil and splits it in two with the Coyote Woman and oppression, because the feminist deck does not recognize the devil as a matriarchal figure that's patriarchal. So we're looking here at them maybe chasing their own tail, that they may not even be so much aware that they're being the trickster. But what I like about the trickster, not as opposed to the card of oppression. The card of oppression, you need to know when you're being weighed down by things, chained, etc. But there is a spiritual lesson here, and often the means to healing the trickster is to laugh, particularly with the Fool there, particularly with the Saboteur. This other is going through it, but they may be very playful with it. They might not be taking it so seriously, or they might just be very lighthearted about it, and I'm kind of not feeling you're into that, my Leos. So one more, please, one more tarot from my Lord Apollo, please, one card in clarity for this Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign collective relationship for the remainder of September 2019. The us. We show you the us here. Oh, and it is the Libra card, right? Skadi, the Mother of Blades, cardinal air, creative air, that balancing of the scales, but also about relationships, right? With the scales, one side in relationship to the other, finding balance. That there's something here, and I've been feeling this in all of the readings, that is tricky as the top two horizontal lines, that you and the them. In this case, you are the Leo collective. That the relationship itself, there's something, is an opportunity, perhaps even something essential, and in this case, a blessing. May not be looking like that to you, but that's why we hold our final summation once all the evidence has been produced. I was raised by a lawyer. Can you tell? And a teacher. Can you tell? Vocabulary and procedure. Yeah, except studying. Yes, I'm well aware of human law, but it's the spiritual law, the divine law, the magical law, the natural law, and I just don't mean physics and science, that too. Quantum law. So my masters, will you please clarify for this Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this me, them, us relationship for the remainder of September 2019. We've got the Seeker with Abundance and the Volcano of Pele, the Five of Flames. Please clarify. Well, and that there's some cynicism going on here too. Yeah, sometimes when we don't get what we want, we become cynical, not seeing what's actually available to us. So keep an eye on your cynicism. If that's what you've been holding down and is exploding in this Five of Flames Pele Volcano deal here, then that's okay. Love what rises, but don't act on it. Particularly if you're dealing with someone who's being in saboteur mode, don't sabotage them back. It's okay to be cynical. What I love about this card, though, is that this bitch on top is like throwing her garbage out on these two. It's like, fuck you. I mean, that can be about envy. That can be about jealousy. That can be all sorts of things. But obviously, you're not getting what you want in this relationship. You're not finding what you were seeking. But there is something bigger here, a blessing here that needs to be at least sought at. Whether or not you accept it or deny it is your free will, right? So, my masters, please the same for the other, the them, in this Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign relationship for the remainder of September 2019. We've got the Saboteur with playfulness and the Trickster. You know, and the Trickster, yeah, I'm hearing you can very much be like a prankster, a trickster, and with that card of the Fool, that certainly backs that up overall for both of them. But please, can you clarify this? What's going on here? Old wounds. Okay, so why are they sabotaging? Because they're being triggered with old wounds, right? This woman is like, I love you, right? And then this one's like, I can't because in a past life, someone wouldn't pass the salt. Or didn't pass the salt, or I didn't pass the salt, so to speak. Couldn't cut the mustard. That's enough condiment talk. Thank you very much. Please, one more. My masters, clarify this overall relationship with this, keep wanting to say Cancerian, with this Leo, nope, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign for the remainder of September. What's going on for this relationship overall? We've got the Fool, the Holy Fool perhaps, jumping into the unknown, right? Fearlessly revealing emotions to each other with blessings in this Libra relationship card. Now the shadow side of that Libra, 7th house placement makes sense with those old wounds there, unfinished business. So please, can you clarify something for this Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign relationship? Yeah, defensiveness. So you've both got your walls up, hence, you know, fearlessly revealing emotions, maybe not yet. That there's what I love about this card is not only is he at the top, he's got cannons and a rifle, man. This is defense. What are you so afraid of in this relationship? What, you're going to get hurt? Look, the wounds of loss we all have, right? We've all dealt with heartbreak. And again, is there anything inherently romantic here? Nothing that's jumping out at me. We'll have a look when the Whisper of Love cards hit. Yeah, I'll do that in a minute. Let me get these last one down, because this does make sense, that using humor to wound rather than liberate, denial of your emotional truth. Denial of your emotional truth, right? But somehow there's a blessing and a balance in all of this that may be forthcoming. Let's get our last vertical line down here. And then I'll show you all the cards in different combos like I usually do. They're just telling me to do that last, okay? Okay then. So, my collective pantheons of angels, gods, masters, and higher selves, please, a whisper of love for this Cancerian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this relationship for the remainder, this one, of September 2019. Love who you are, right? So here's this self-love theme. You are a divine and wonderful person deserving all of the wonderful things that life has to offer. So with all of your cynicism, if you can love that cynicism, don't act on it. Don't let it possess you, but get that that's a voice inside of you that might very well be telling you at its core. It's like, we're not getting what we want here, and that's okay. There's something to be learned, but the key here is to love what rises within us. Love who you are. Love who you are in this situation, because you're a divine and wonderful person. We all are. Under it all. Underneath it all. You're really lovely. Underneath it all. Little Gwen Stefani just went through my head. Bless her soul. Don't you miss No Doubt? I miss No Doubt. Loved their work. Anyway. My collective pantheons of angels, gods, masters, and higher selves, please clarify them in this me, them, us, Leo collective relationship. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, please show us something about the other here for the remainder. Spend some quality time together. It is imperative that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationship with, listening to and talking to each other. So this one needs to come clean. This one needs to speak up. This one needs to kind of say, hey, look, we spend some time, some quality time together. I'm not talking FaceTime. That feels like a face-to-face. Spend some time together, right? Getting to know each other, speaking truth. Yes, you're going to have to drop that defensiveness for vulnerability, both sides. But that's why that there's a blessing in this somehow, right? A blessing and a balance, that if you can find the safe and sacred space with each other to sort of let down that wall and fearlessly reveal your emotions, that maybe you'll both laugh at the absurdity and the hypocrisy of all of this. You'd be like, oh my God, that's because then the other can get like, oh my God, I was sabotaging myself. This has nothing to do with us. This is my past wounds. And you can be like, sorry, I've been a cynical witch through all of this. I'm so sorry. But I had to learn how to love even my own cynical voice, to getting that it's trying to protect me. But this may not be what I thought it was. This might not be what I'm looking for, but here is where I have been led, right? So last card down, my collective pantheon of angels, gods, and masters. Please, one last card for this Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign collective relationship. The me, the them, the us. Please show us the us. Miracles and blessings. Blessings card, miracles and blessings. Everything has its gift, and maybe that's the thing, you know, to really get that there is a gift here. And I was feeling that. That's why it's so interesting, your horizontal line, right? That you're the seeker with a lot of extra going on. And what's that extra? I don't know, but it's explosive and it's cynical, right? I mean, that sort of says it right there, right? There's your extra. I'll have a volcano with an extra side of cynicism, please, while I'm seeking. It's not what I was seeking for, but really love who you are, right? So love that cynical voice. Just don't let it possess you. Get that it is a protective voice. Yes, it's based on judgment. And yes, we shouldn't be judgy. But what I'm finding is that the core of all of our judgments are a nugget of truth and intuition. So if we're repressed, oh no, I shouldn't be judgmental. Give it its voice. It wants to be heard. And yes, if it's the voice of an angry, pissed off 5-year-old or a sad, heartbroken 5-year-old, it's okay, honey. It's okay. It's okay. I love you, right? Go ahead. Be as cynical as you want. Have you ever seen a cynical 5-year-old? They're funny as fuck. Yeah. So seeker, you know, this may not be what you want, might not be what you thought it was. But now that it's been found, at least commit to seeing why it's here, not in terms of reason, the human thing, but in terms of purpose, the divine thing, right? For what purpose did I incarnate to do this particular relationship? Because here we've got the other, the saboteur with playfulness, that they may be sabotaging, they might just be playing along, they might even be playing a trick, but really the trick's going to be on them because they're being possessed by old wounds. They're not in control, the old wounds are. So it is the pain, the unhealed pain, the emotional baggage, the unfinished business in their past that they're dragging behind them like an anvil trying to move forward. And really, all that's being requested here of them is to spend some quality time together. That perhaps the relationship, when the two of you are together, there's some alchemical thing. Now, I can very easily see this being parent-child. I can see this being all sorts of different relationship patterns. Again, nothing here jumping out about specifically romance or sexual, sensual, any of that. Because there are cards that would say that. And this feels tricky. But again, when you're reading a collective of thousands of people, right, you can't always pinpoint. That's why I say if you need a reading, contact me. All my info's in the box. I read people all the time, and I am available for personal readings. Why? Because I don't have kids to raise. I have cats to scoop litter for, snuggle, and feed, right? This is what I do. Well, I'm not always doing readings like this. I have plenty the gods throw at me. So let's finish this up, this last line here, which is really saying that you found something. May not be what you were seeking, but you found something. Because you got the Fool, really the holy Fool, to kind of trust that both of you, that there are emotions here that are really a blessing and might very well help heal the old wounds in your cynicism, right? That brings you into balance. Now, is a Libra person involved here? Is one of you a Libra? Well, this is for the relationship in general. So I would say that 7th house, right? Partnerships, marriage, business marriage, right? Can be any sort of linking, but it's also the relationship to the shadow self, old wounds, cynicism. So this could be a very powerful, this could be twin flamey in the sense that a twin flame is a tumultuous, transformative soul contract. Go watch my video clarifying twin flame soulmates and true lovers. Because the defensiveness here that you're both having, I'm praying that's temporary, because there are miracles and blessings afoot for you here, and let us not discount that miracles and blessings with the card of miracles, blessings. Yeah. So look, my Leos, I get you. I get it. Now that you know that there's some trickster energy here being fueled by old wounds and saboteur thing there and need to spend quality time together, but to understand that there's a thing of playfulness here, there's maybe a player energy going on. I could get you would want to totally be cynical and walk away. But there's a miracle and a blessing here somehow. So just have faith in the process. You don't have to buy the farm. You just have to take a step and take a breath, feel it out, take another step. Take a breath. That's all that's required of all of us. None of us are being to tear down the path at top speed. In fact, the paradox is the more gently we are with ourselves and others, the more gentle, the more compassionate, the more self-loving we are, and as generous as we can healthily be. Really, that's the question. What's healthy here? Ask that question. What would love do? What's healthy? That's what moves us along the path with much more ease and grace. Cool. So I wish you the very best and the very blessed for the rest of September. May you be blessed in all of your relationships, my darlings. Meow, roar. But for now, hail, farewell. Stiff upper lip. Look good, shake your hair out, and blessed day.